Coming up on Pope's Plates, Lillian's cheese log. Hi, this is Jennifer. Thank you for joining me as we take a walk through the recipes that have built the culinary foundation of my family. We're going to begin with 1 pound of room temperature Velveeta cheese, 6 ounces of room temperature cream cheese, and 2 cloves or the equivalent of finely minced garlic. And to that, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I cannot say that. I'm not even going to pretend I can. We're going to begin the mixing process with either a fork or a potato masher. I found that just helps the liquids not fly around. And then you're going to switch to an electric hand mixer if you have one. You're only going to need to mix it long enough for everything to be combined. That's why it's important that everything is at room temperature, because if it isn't, it's going to take a lot longer and be harder for everything to combine. One of the things I love about generational recipes is that they don't always come from your family and that you can sort of build on recipes that you love. This recipe is from my mother's employee from years ago, 40 years ago, probably no more than that. And we've incorporated this into our family. And so it's really fun just to be able to know the origin and where your favorite recipes come from. I'm not sure if you noticed this, but actually it's my mother who is on the screen, whose hands are on the screen. She and I started this channel together a while ago, and she usually is on the side. She's the sous chef. She's sort of makes sure all the recipe components are correct, but she recorded this one today, so that's a lot of fun. One of the kind of catch-22s in making sure that you have softened cream cheese and Velveeta cheese is that it really is hard to get the cheese mixture off of the blades. I don't think it's called blades. The mixing element thing of the mixer. And so I think we tried to use a knife at first and then just abandoned it for our fingers. It is what it is. We were the only ones eating it. If you're having company over, wear gloves. Now we're going to line either our cutting board or just our counter with plastic wrap or saran wrap, and you're going to spread the cheese mixture onto the saran wrap. Now, again, one of the sort of side effects of having it be softened is that it's kind of sticky and a little bit hard to spread. As you can see here, probably, having a second set of hands definitely helps in holding your plastic wrap or saran wrap down because it tends to slide everywhere. Once you get the cheese mixture completely spooned onto your plastic wrap, you're going to roll the cheese mixture into a log, or you can also make a cheese ball if you would like to, but this is just easier. So you're going to roll it into a log and make sure that it is completely sealed so that it doesn't dry out. Once you have your cheese mixture completely sealed, you're going to refrigerate it for at least an hour. I would recommend refrigerating it overnight if you can, but you need to refrigerate it for at least an hour because we are not finished yet. We have some more things to do to the cheese ball, and if it isn't refrigerated, it's just too sticky to work with. It's so interesting to me how taste and smell reignite our memory. When my mom was first telling me about this dish, I do not remember having it at all until I tasted it, and then the memory just came flooding back. While your cheese is in the refrigerator, you're going to rough chop 1 cup of pecans. I am sure if you don't like pecans, it would be good with walnuts or almonds, but you just need to rough chop the equivalency of about a cup of pecans, and you're going to unmold or take your cheese mixture out of the plastic, and you're going to roll it in the pecans and sort of pat the pecans into any opening or empty space on the cheese. Now, as you can see, we ended up needing more nuts. I think that's because we made a long cheese log instead of a cheese ball, and so we had more surface area that we needed to cover. But whatever you think you would like or your company would like, if you don't want to have it completely covered, don't worry about it. But we rolled and patted the rest of the nuts in, filling in as much of the sort of naked cheese space as we could. I would recommend, if you have time, once you've completely rolled your cheese and the nuts, to put it back in the refrigerator, just loosely covered, for 45 minutes to an hour, just to let it firm up a little bit. That'll make it easier to serve, and you can serve it with crackers or chips, whatever you have and whatever you like. Have you ever eaten something and had a lot of memories come rushing back from that dish? If you have, we'd love to hear about it in the comments section below. It's so interesting. Thanks for visiting Pope's Plates. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Click the notification bell so that you'll know when we have new videos available. And make sure you subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Until I see you again, let's get cooking!